Hi, welcome to lesson 2, the secret to achieving consistent profits. 90% of traders out there lose money in the markets, or they don't make money consistently. And it's only the 10% who are able to achieve consistent profits enough to make it into a career or trading business. So what is the difference? See, many people believe a myth. And the myth is that winning traders are able to predict the future more accurately than losing traders. So because of this myth, most amateurs, they go around in circles searching for what people call the holy grail of trading. Right? They go out there searching for this magical indicator or magical chart or magical strategy that will win all the time. So as a result, what happens? They attend courses after courses after courses. They jump from strategy to strategy, gurus to gurus, techniques to techniques. So I know many people who may join a course on options, for example, and they see the guru making a lot of money and they say, well, that's how you make money, through options. And once they learn the strategy, they find, hey, they're losing money. What do? They go learn Forex, right? Because of this Forex guy making a lot of money. And sure enough, they learn the strategy and they're still losing money. And they say Forex doesn't work, options don't work. Let's go learn stocks, right? And stocks don't work as well. And they go learn futures. And they go around in circles their entire life or probably give up along the way. So what's the problem? The problem is that they're searching for the wrong thing. There is no holy grail indicator or holy grail technique that wins all the time, that allows you to predict where the market is going to go. So here's the truth. Winning traders, professionally successful traders, cannot predict the future any better than you can, or any better than any other trader can. The difference lies in the fact that they think very differently. Winning traders are able to think statistically and to exploit statistical edges. So what does this mean? Well, this is exactly how the casino makes money. It is exactly the same as the business model casinos have used for decades to make millions of dollars. So let me explain how this works. I'm sure you've heard the phrase that the casino always wins in the end, or the house always wins, right? And that is why casinos are willing to spend millions of dollars attracting people to play, right? They give free food, free hotel stay, free transport, because they know that the more people play, the more the casino is going to win in the end. Now, in the short run, in any single bet, the casinos can win, the casinos can lose, right? So players can get lucky in 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days, or even 4 days. But eventually, if the player keeps going back, they will lose everything, and the casino will make everything. So how is this so? Isn't the casino playing a game of chance just like the player? But why is it in the casino's case, in a game of chance, they are guaranteed to make money? Well, it's because the casinos have rigged the games in such a way that they have a statistical edge over the player, and that's all they need. So let me explain how this edge works. Let's take a look at a very simple game called roulette, very popular game. In roulette, you can bet on a number, or you can bet on black or bet on red, or odd or even. You bet, for example, $1. If you win $1. If you lose $1, right? So what's your chance of being right? Now, most people who don't understand statistics will think, hey, my chance of being right is 50%. It's an equal, fair fight. What they don't realize is that it's not 50%. The casinos are not so stupid, right? The casinos use brilliant mathematicians to create a model that gives them an edge. So here's how it really works. In a roulette wheel, you have got 18 red numbers and 18 black numbers. What people forget is that there are 2 green numbers, which is a 0 and 00. Now, if you land on the green numbers, the casino wins as well. So what's the casino's chance of making money? Well, let's start with the player. So as a player, if you bet on black or red, say you bet on red, your chance of being right is 18 red numbers, right? It's 18 divided by a total of 38 numbers. So 18 over 38 is 47.3% chance of winning. For the casino, they win as long as they get 20 numbers right, which is the black and the greens. So for the casino, their chance of winning is 20 out of 38, which is 52.7%. So the casino has a 5.4% edge over the player. Now, it may seem like a small edge, but in the long run, it makes a huge difference. Because what it means is this: over a large number of trades, in the long run, for every $1 that's bet, the casino will make 5.4% of $1, which is 5.4 cents. For every $1 million that's bet, the casino will make 5.4% of a million, which is $54,000. And that's why the casino wants people to keep betting more and more, because they will make more and more at the end of the day. So here's another way of looking at it. Assuming 1,000 bets are made, and each bet is $1,000 by the player. Okay? So statistically, the casino will win 52.7% of 1,000 bets, which is 527 bets. And the casino will lose 473 bets. Now, for each bet they win 1,000. Each bet they lose 1,000. So they are making 527 grand, and they're losing 473 grand. So the net profit to the casino is 54,000. That's how it works. So as a professional trader running our trading business, how do we make use of this knowledge? Well, it's the same thing. We must create our trading business with the same business model as casinos. We must have an edge over the market. So what gives us this edge? So remember, the casino's edge is 5.4%, right? Our edge is going to be 5.4% or a lot higher. How do we do that? By using things like technical analysis to determine the probability of the price movement. Again, we can't get it right all the time. We can't get it right 100% of the time. And we don't have to. We just have to get it right slightly more than 50%. Now, we also have another advantage. For the casino, they are betting 1 for 1, right? If they lose $1, they win $1. But we can set our profit targets and our stop loss orders in such a way that when we lose $1, but when we win, we can win more than $1, which is $1.50 or $2. So in other words, if you think about it, as a trading business, our edge is much bigger than the casinos. And if we keep exploiting this edge by trading consistently using the same strategy, we're going to pull money out of the markets like the casino pulls money out of the players. Let's take a look at another game that explains how to achieve consistent profits from random outcomes. So let's imagine we take an even simpler game called tossing a coin. So imagine if I toss a coin and we play by these rules that you bet $1 per toss, and if you get a heads, you win $2. Okay? If you get a tails, you lose $1. So let me ask you this. Would you play this game? It depends, right? So if $1 is all you have in your life, you shouldn't play this game because it's really risky. There's a 50% chance you will lose everything, because the chance of getting a heads or a tails is 50-50, right? It's risky. But what if you were to play 100 games, and each game you're betting $1? How many games can you play? 100 games, right? So let me ask you this. If you place one bet, you bet one game, your chance of winning is 50-50. We got that, right? We got that, okay. But if you play 100 games, what is your chance of making money at the end of 100 games? Is it still 50-50? Is it more than 50-50? Or is it less than 50-50? Think about it for a while. Most people, when I ask them this question, they say, hey, it's maybe more than 50-50. And the answer is wrong. If you play this game 100 times, your chance of making money is 99.999%. In other words, it's almost 100% sure guarantee you will make money. Why? Well, it's because of this formula. Let's take a look at this formula. In statistics, whenever you're playing a game of chance, you have to calculate your expected profit from any kind of game. And the formula goes this way. Your expected profit per toss is the percentage win of the game multiplied by the average win, deducting the percentage loss, multiplying by the average loss. So in this game, what is your chance of winning? 50-50, right? So your percentage win is 50%. What's your average win? $2. So put in $2. What is your percentage loss? 50% as well. What is your average loss? $1. Okay, great. So you do the math. 50% times $2 is $1. 50% times $1 is 50 cents. So $1 minus 50 cents is 50 cents. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that when you play this coin toss game, on any toss, it could be a win of $2, it could be a loss of $1. You never know when the win will come or the loss will come. But if you play this game over a large sample of 100 trades, on average, you will make 50 cents per toss. Now, is this a positive expected profit? Yes, it is. As long as the expected profit is positive, you are sure that if you keep on playing, you will always make money at the end of the day. Okay? So in other words, if you play 100 games, right, or 100 tosses, your expected profit is 100 times 50 cents. So it's $50. Okay? That's a 50% return on capital. Now, I suggest that you do this to convince yourself, right? Grab a coin. I'm not kidding, I'm serious, right? Grab a coin, and I'll need to toss the coin 100 times. Okay? Now, each time you get a heads, record down plus $2. When you get a tails, record down minus $1. Do that 100 times and add up the total. Now, I can guarantee you that at the end of the day, you will get a positive result. Now, will you definitely get $50? Of course not, there's no guarantee. Why? Because if you toss it 100 times, you may not get 50 hits or 50 tails. It's not that perfect, right? You may get 40 hits and 60 tails, or 60 tails and 40 hits, right? So you may not get exactly $50, but you will get somewhere around $50. You may get $60, $70, $40, $30, but you will definitely make money. Again, do this exercise, toss the coin, record down the result, and see for yourself that you will always make money at the end of 100 tosses. Another way of looking at it would be to look at it visually. For example, out of 100 tosses, you will get 50 hits, and each hit is a win, and you get 50 tails, which is a loss. All right? So each time you lose $1. So 50 times $1, that is minus $50. Right? And each time when you win $2. So 50 multiplied by $2, you get $100. So 100 minus 50 is $50. You see how that logic works? Great. So again, like I mentioned, if you toss 100 coins or 100 tosses, you don't always get 50 hits and 50 tails. Could you get, again, 60 tails and 40 hits? Is that possible? Sure, of course, right? So what if you got 60 tails or 60 losses and 40 hits, 40 wins? Let's take a look, right? So 40 and 60, right? So 60 losses, let me just change the color a bit, okay? So each time you lose $1. So $1 multiplied by 60 is minus $60. And each time you win $2. So $2 times 40 is $80. And 80 minus 60 is $20. So that's the beauty of this system, right? Where even if you get a lot more losses than wins, you are still ending up with a profit result. What's the secret? The secret is that your average win, in this case $2, is bigger than your average loss. And that is the most important secret in having a profitable trading business. So how do you apply this to the world of trading? How do we ensure our average win is more than our average loss? Well, let's take a look. So in trading, the first thing that you want to do is you only take trades where you have got a high probability of success. Okay? Now, every day, the market can either go up or go down. Right? The price can either go up or go down. It's 50-50. So if you were to enter the market randomly and buying or selling randomly, your chance of being right is 50-50. Okay? But if you use technical analysis where you buy with the trend, for example, right? Or you buy when it's oversold and it's going to reverse back to the moving average, you are getting a slightly better than 50-50 chance. So that is our edge over the market. The second thing we do is to fix the amount that we can lose per trade. See, in the coin toss game, when you lose $1, right? So how do we ensure that in the world of trading, we only lose a fixed small percentage amount? By setting a stop loss, okay? And we must ensure that the stop loss is placed in an area where we only lose 1% of our capital. You're going to learn exactly how to do this on the lesson on position sizing. Next, you only take a trade when there's a risk to return ratio of 1:2 or more. In other words, you only take a trade when there's a chance of winning double what you're risking. So you're risking $1 to make 2 or $10 to make $20. And if you do this, you have the same result as the coin toss game or as the casino. And we have a positive expectancy. Alright, so to summarize, this is the business plan of a profitable trading business. Whenever we enter a trade, we call that the entry price. And we have a fixed stop loss price where we exit with a loss. And with a fixed profit target where we exit with a profit. All this has to be preset before you place a trade. You will learn exactly how to do this under placing orders and position sizing, as well as the specific strategies. So again, what is your chance of winning in a certain trade? It's not 100%. Again, you can use the most magical indicators. You can't get it right all the time. But you can get it right at least 50 to 60% of the time or even higher. I'm being really conservative here. All right? Some of the great traders are able to get it right 70% of the time. But let's just conservatively look at a 50 to 60% win rate. And 40 to 50% of the time is going to be a losing trade. Now, but the big difference is that when you have a loss, you're only losing 1% of your capital, for example. And when you are winning, you're winning at least 2% of your capital or more. So when you do this, let's take a look at the results. For example, on a given month, if you take 20 trades and you have a 60% win rate, you're risking 1% to make 2%. So this translates to 12 wins and 8 losses for that month. Now each time you lose 1%. So that's minus 8%. And each time you win 2%, that's a 24% win. So what's your net profit for that month? 16%. That's pretty good, given a 60% win rate. Okay? Now what if you're right only half the time, but you maintain your risk to return ratio of 1:2? You will get 10 losses and 10 wins. And again, each loss translates to minus 1%, that's minus 10%. Each win is 2%, so it's 20%. So your net profit is 10% a month. Again, could you get a higher return? Of course you could. One way to get a higher return is to increase your win rate. Now this comes with experience, this comes with practice. Okay, but at the same time, you can also increase your win rate by eventually, when you get more confident, increasing your risk per trade. Okay, so if you're risking, sorry, it should be 1%. All right, my mistake. You're risking 1% to 2%. All right, so eventually, if you're more confident, you can risk 2% a trade. So in this case, when you win 4%. When you lose 2%. All right. Now, what if you have a month where you're only right 40% of the time? So out of 10 trades, you're losing 6, you're winning 4. Now, some people think that's a bad month, right? Well, if you think about it, you're winning 8 and losing 12. And again, if you maintain a risk to return ratio of 1:2, and you're risking 1%, that's minus 1 times 12 is minus 12%. 8 times 2%, 16%. Your net profit is still 4% return a month. And times 12, that's more than 48% return a year. Compounded is even more than that, and it's better than what people get in their fixed deposits, right? So you can see in trading, you can generate much higher returns than in any other investment. But you've got to have the consistent discipline to keep risking the same amount and taking profit at double your risk. And that's the key to consistent success. So again, let's go back to that formula, which you've learned. So again, one of the most important formulas in trading, and in fact any game of randomness, if you will, is this profit formula. Okay, please remember this formula and use it. Your expected profit per trade is equal to your win rate multiplied by your average win minus your losing rate multiplied by your average loss. So again, in this case, imagine starting with a capital of $10,000, risking 1% of that in each trade. That's risking $100. And when you have a winning trade, you win $200 or double your risk. So what's your expected profit in this scenario? So assuming you've got a win rate of 55% and a losing rate of 45%. So 55% of the time you'll make $200 and 45% of the time you will lose $100. So if you do the math, that's $65 per trade. So in the long run, every trade that you place, you're making $65. Now, of course, this is a simplified amount. In reality, it's going to be increasing because as you trade, your capital will grow from 10,000 to 15 to 20. You compound. This is assuming that the capital remains the same, right? So in reality, it should be a lot higher than that. So what that means is that if you do an average of 10 trades a month, that's $65 times 10 is $650 per month. And that's a 6.5% return on your capital per month. All right? And you can see how money compounds at 6.5%. 10,000 will compound to 21,000 in 12 months. And again, I'm being really conservative here because when you get more experience, you get more than a 55% win rate. When you get more experience, you can risk more than 1%. You can risk 2% to a maximum of 3% risk per trade. And when you do that, you can see your capital will compound a lot faster. So this concludes this lesson. So I'm going to leave you with this important quote on the trader's mindset. Here's the winning trader's mindset. The most profitable realization to a trader, and some people never realize this their entire life. Okay, they go around in circles. So it's good that you get started realizing this right now. So the profitable realization to a trader is when they can begin to view each occurrence in their trading as a random series of events. Remember, every time you place a trade, it's a random outcome. It's kind of like tossing a coin, right? It's a random outcome. It's only the outcome over a larger statistical set, which means over 50 trades, 100 trades, that result in consistent and predictable profits. At the micro level, which means at the trade by trade level, at the toss by toss level, the outcome of trading is random and unpredictable. Okay? Like, here's an example. If you toss a coin 10 times, will you get 5 hits and 5 tails? No. You could get 9 tails and 1 hit, or 1 hit, or 9 tails and 1 hit, or 9 hits and 1 tail. So although the coin is a 50-50 chance, but in a small sample, it's random. In other words, there's a bit of luck involved in the short term. The same thing with trading. You can trade a strategy with a 60 to 70% win rate, but in any 10 trades, you could get 9 losses out of 10, or 9 wins out of 10. Okay, so don't be concerned about the short-term results of trading, because at the macro level, which means over a large number of trades, if you trade consistently, the outcome is predictable when you have a statistical edge. It's the same thing with the casino. Bring the casino back for one last metaphor, right? In any given day, the casino could lose money. On any single number of hands they play, the casino could lose money if the winner has a lot of luck on that day. Okay? But over a month, for example, over a year, the casino knows, hey, no worries, mate. I will always make money at the end of the day. There's a very famous story about a casino in Macau run by Stanley Ho, who is one of the Hong Kong casino tycoons, right? And one day there was a player that came to his casino, and the player was on a winning streak, and this player was really wealthy as well. And the player made something like about 50 million Hong Kong dollars from the casino. And so the casino lost a lot of money. And people asked the owner, Mr. Stanley Ho, they said, hey, This guy just made 50 million from your casino. Are you worried about him? And Stanley said this. He said, I'm not worried about him. I'm just worried that he won't come back. Because he knows that if he comes back, I will always make back his money. So have that same mindset in trading. That if you go through at times a losing streak, it's fine. But as long as you stay in the game and you keep playing the game with the same consistency, just like Stanley Ho, you will always make money at the end of the day. And I can say this from personal experience. So with that, we conclude lesson 2. I'll see you in the next lesson on technical analysis.